Tonight, 13 Investigates is looking into cars disappearing for weeks and in one case, 9 months after being towed in Colorado Springs. We found drivers who were forced to file police reports and lawsuits just to get their cars back. And
investigative reporter Dan Beatty has uncovered a loophole in state law that's letting it happen. Tonight, he's pressing regulators and lawmakers for answers in this 13 Investigates special report, Towing Troubles.
It was a Thursday evening.
When John Mortland's Honda CRV slid into a curb on the north side of Colorado Springs, he filed a claim with his auto insurance provider, USAA. A truck from Swift Towing came out a little more than an hour later.
The plan, as I understood it, is they would store it overnight and get it to Caliber Collision the next day.
4 days after the tow, Mortland's auto insurance provider couldn't tell him where the car was because they had no record of a tow ever taking place. 2 days later, Mortland paid a visit to Swift Towing.
They had absolutely no record of the vehicle in their inventory at all, so at that point they had no idea where the car was.
That's when Mortland filed a theft report with Colorado Springs Police. The vehicle showed up at Caliber Collision, the auto body repair shop, the next day. Records obtained by 13 Investigates show Swift Towing billed Mortland's insurance for 8 days of storage, which accounted for $400 of the $900 bill. Swift Towing says Mortland's auto insurance provider knew where the vehicle was, but USAA would not confirm that to 13 Investigates.
It seemed like they were going to hold on to the vehicle as long as they could and charge storage fees.
Then there's Jennifer Botts, who contacted her insurance provider, Root Auto, for roadside assistance.
Yeah, no problem. I'll bring the car right to you as soon as I get it out. What's the address?
Court records show Swift Towing kept her Chrysler Acadia in its lot for 9 months. When Botts lost her car, she also lost her job because she no longer had reliable transportation. Months after the tow, she filed a lawsuit in small claims court. Court records show Swift Towing was ordered to return her Acadia and pay more than $1,000. In a ruling, the district judge said Swift Towing had no right to keep Botts' car and should have returned it when she demanded it.
According to her storytelling magic, the judge either felt bad for her or wasn't educated enough about PUC rules or not.
That's Eddie Lopez, the owner of Swift Towing.
I'm just like everybody else. I've had my car towed. I've had my car repoed in the past. I know how it hurts. I got into business to help people.
Botts filed a complaint with the Colorado Public Utilities Commission, which regulates tow companies. The state commission responded to Botts in an email saying, in part, quote, "Unfortunately, the PUC does not have jurisdiction with regard to your particular dispute." State regulators tell 13 Investigates they could not help Botts because she authorized the tow. But Botts says she never authorized Swift Towing to take her vehicle to a tow yard or hold on to it for 9 months.
You have to go in circles just to get any kind of help. And everywhere that I went, everyone would say, wow, that's a bizarre situation. I have no idea how to help you.
Despite holding an active permit through the Public Utilities Commission, Lopez claims Swift Towing is not state regulated.
We don't have to follow Colorado law because we don't do unconcessional tolls.
The state says they do oversee companies like Swift Towing when it comes to their permit, insurance, and equipment. When we asked for the number of complaints filed against the business, the commission did not provide one. In August, a new law went into effect giving Colorado vehicle owners new rights. It primarily protects Coloradans whose cars are being towed without their consent, like when a car is parked illegally. But the new law does not really apply to people like Mortland or Botts, who requested a tow through auto insurance.
If there are issues, I think it's conversations like this that start to open up, the ideas or looking into this matter of consensual tows between insurance, auto insurance companies and tow truck industry to see if there's something that needs to be done, if laws need to be strengthened.
The new law does allow the Colorado Public Utilities Commission to deny permits. Regulators can turn down a permit for a past towing-related conviction, or if the commission finds issuing one is against the public's own interest. Tow carriers that break state law or permit rules can face up to $1,100 in fines for each violation. But according to the most recent Colorado Public Utilities Commission report, the number of state fines issued against tow companies dropped by 93% from 2018 to 2021. In 2017, regulators collected more than $53,000 in fines. 4 years later, the number dropped to $0. In their report, the commission attributes reduced enforcement to staffing shortages.
There appears to be less oversight of this industry.
Ada Rodriguez with the Better Business Bureau of Southern Colorado believes towing permit standards are too low. Out of the more than 80 tow companies operating in El Paso County, only 3 are accredited with the BBB for honestly representing services, abiding by agreements, and being transparent about policies.
The challenge is that even though a towing company might hold all the necessary requirements to operate, does not mean that they're going to have ethical business practices.
Doesn't seem to be anybody or any recourse for you and me to push back on them, and insurance doesn't seem interested in pushing back on it.
According to the new state law, the Colorado Attorney General is responsible for enforcement of the new towing law. When we asked the AG's office what recourse is available for towing customers, they referred us back to the Public Utilities Commission. Reporting live in studio, Dan Beatty, 13 Investigates.